Hey everyone, I've been busy playing with paints and jelly printing, and I want to do some newspaper. I want to, instead of painting my newspapers, I want to jelly print on my newspapers, and my jelly plate isn't quite big enough. It's one of the big ones, but it's just not big enough for what I need. So I'm going to make my own out of packaging. So if you're interested, I will show you how I make mine. They work just as well as a normal jelly plate, if not better. So I thought I would bring you on my journey while I make myself another plate. So all I have is an old post bag that got sent to me a while ago. It's just one of those plastic, plastic ones. So that's going to make a good base. I'm going to try and cover up the bubble wrap dots because I don't want that texture on every print, if that makes sense. So I've got some of this, I don't know what you call it. It's this foam stuff. Like, I've got like heaps of it. So I'm going to use some of this to cover up the front of this. And just give it a bit more, I don't know what you call it, spring. Because if you notice a jelly plate, I'll just grab mine out from over here that I've been fiddling with this morning. If you push on it, it's got like a squish. So I'm going to make my own squish on here. So let's do it. So in here I've just got extra tacky glue. I think it's Gorilla Grip or something. If it will come out of my bottle. There we go. So I just want to tack this white foam down, just to help keep it in place. And have you noticed every time I start a video, my dogs just need to bark? It's like they need their 3 minutes of fame. But I am expecting a package. I'm expecting some pet stuff delivered. So it could be the pet man. Who knows? Okay. So I'm just going to add a little bit onto here. Doesn't matter too, like if we put that up flush, it's not going to matter. Because we will have another layer of plastic over the top of that. So let me just get this glue out. It doesn't really stick that well because, it's all plastic, but it just holds it in place until I can get to the next stage. So just bear with me. Let's push that down as best as possible. Push that up flush. All right, so let's give this a try, see what's happening. If this glue doesn't work, because it is really extra tacky, I might have to use some double-sided tape, which I do have. So we'll just see if this will work on here. I might put some double-sided tape along the edges, actually. So let me just trim this off here, like so. Get rid of that. Yeah, I think we're going to need double-sided tape. It's okay. So normally I wrap it all up together, but I just thought today I would be clever and try something different. Alright. Get rid of that. It is working, isn't it? Yes. Right. Just making sure it's still running. Okay, let's get some of this dodgy tape here. And I'll chuck a little bit under here to see if that will stick. See if I can pull the plastic bit off. Okay. There we go. See if that will work. Yep, that works much better. So, guys, if you're going to do this, double-sided tape. Okay, I just thought that Gorilla Grip, or whatever it is, the Gorilla Glue, or Tarzan's Grip, or whatever you want to call it, would work. But I guess it doesn't work on foam, plastic stuff. Let's trim that. Alrighty. Now, tape. I just want to be able to secure this down with tape, because it is going to get rather a good workout today. Because yeah, I'm in the mood to make a mess. It's very noisy here. The dog's barking, we've got aeroplanes going. It's all happening. It's very tacky and sticky glue. It's just not doing what I wanted it to do. It's okay, because we have a backup plan. At least it'll stick to the double-sided tape. It's a good sign. Alright. Nearly there. And one on the edge. Now to find all the ends of the roll here. There's one. Two. Oh, no, that whole thing come off. Look at that. Okay, let's try again. There we go. 2, 3, 4, and come on, 5. Alrighty. There we go. That's better. That's just what I need. Oh, look at that. That's not going anywhere for a while. Now for this one. Yeah. Okay. Now. Not having much luck with this. Alright. Just got to find the end. That's all. without lifting the tape up. There we go. So there's that. Now I know it's got glue on it, but the glue will stick. It will stick. All right. There we go. And now for this one. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. So now we've done that. We've got our spring, our little spongy bit. I'll get rid of these. Now under here, I have some plastic that come off a lounge chair that we bought a couple of years ago. So I'm going to use this as a cover for the top. So this will be our printing surface. Just get that off. A wipe. It's pretty dusty a little bit. It's been in storage. So I cut it off a huge sheet. Like that. You think it covered our lounge chair, so that's how big it was. So I'm going to use that as our what do you call it? As our surface. All right. So we need to make this as airproof as possible. So let me grab some masking tape. This will probably be the best to use. And there's somebody's address there that I forgot to cover up. Sorry. Nobody saw that, did they? There we go. Alrighty. So, let me find the end of my tape and we'll go across that one more time and hold that down. Gee, masking tape loves me just as much as my glue gun does. Alrighty. Must be just the way I rip it. It's all good. The struggle's real, guys. The struggle is real. Right. Oh, see? Okay. Something's up. Do I have more masking tape? Probably somewhere. Probably not. Because I would say my son's taken it. This would probably be the last. Do it slowly. Gently. Take your time. There we go. No rush, really. Alright, so now that is down, well and truly. It's now for this side. So we'll give that a pull across. Let me have a look and see how the front of this is travelling here. As tied up as possible without it bowing. Alrighty. And we'll try this again. Nice and slow. There we go. Look at that. I think it's going to be a noisy dog day. We've got next door neighbours' dogs going off as well. Is that going to be too bulky underneath? I'll turn that over. Let me just see. So I don't want to cut. Oh no, that's going to be good. Alright. So I'm just going to fold that like a package. I think that might be the dog food, guys. So, okay, wasn't the dog food yet. Alrighty, so let's continue with our plan for a jelly plate. Alright. Make sure that's pushed down. And do this other side. There we go. This side. I'll try and push as much air as possible out. This is a very thick plastic. You can make smaller ones or use a Ziploc bag. If you have like a huge Ziploc bag, they work great because you can really squeeze the air out of those and lock it. Well, that will have to do. Yeah. Okay. Now this is going to work great for what I need it for. Alright. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Great, great, great. Alrighty, so we're ready to try this out. Let me roll up my sleeves and get down to business. Alrighty. So I'm going to I want to cover some newspaper. Instead of painting it, like painting them, I would like to be able to jelly print them. So let me get my favourite tool in the whole world, my letter opener. Now I want to be able to print. See, that prints basically what I need, just perfectly. So let me move that out of the road. And work with that. All right. Now, paints. What colour? I've grabbed a couple of paints from my painting area. This is wine red, this one. So we'll do a bit of red. And a little bit of yellow, ochre, and my favourite colours. I always start with these colours. This is sage. Oh, it's been a while since I've used them. Bear with me, guys. Just got to break the paint around the lid. There we go. Because it has been a while since I've so this is Kaiser colour. This is sage. Now the Kaiser colour is a lot thinner than our the other ones that I was using. What were the other ones I was using? Montmartre, I think. Visage, whatever. Alright, now for this, I'm going to use my old paint roller that I pulled the fluff off. Shall I use that on my actual brayer? No, I'll use that one. And we'll just yeah, that's great. Alright, I'll just put a bit more sage on. It's a thinner paint. Alrighty. Yeah. That's what I'm after. A bit of yellow. And now red. Alright. Now, as usual, I will leave the paint on my brush. And use it for the next one. So let's do this. Should make a really nice background. Alrighty. Pull that off. Oh, look at that. Whoop. Don't close. Look at that, guys. Beautiful. Alright. Put that there to dry for a second. Or 3. While I do this one. Again, I'll go in with, actually I won't use the sage. I might use a little bit of this Viridian. I love this colour. It's like an emerald. So we use a little bit of that. A little bit more of my fave. Yellow. And I might do a coastal blue. And again, oh, here we go. Coastal blue. All right, let's get this down. It's great weather to do jelly printing. It's not too hot, which means the paint doesn't dry instantly as soon as it leaves the tube. And I'm not organised at all, guys. I need to go and find my stencils. I do have some here. I suppose I could use them. I just need some bigger ones for this because look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Look at the texture this brush leaves. This brush. This. It's gorgeous. Just love it. Alright, let's go this way. What are we going to paint over? I don't want that one. I think I need to cut a new sheet. Like I said, I'm not very organised. I want to do these things and I'm not organised. So instead of cutting, I'll just put this down as is half because I'm going to be using half sheets anyway. So, we go. Just to get some background started and drawing. So there's that. Yum. Look at this. Look at that. And that. Yeah. Alright. So they're going to have to go somewhere and dry. So while I'm hanging these up to dry, I'll find my stencils. Oh my gosh, guys, here I was chatting away to you, and the video wasn't working. So what I have done is I have done a few backgrounds. I'll do a couple more with you, and then we'll work on the next layer. Yeah, I was having so much fun making a mess. Look. Anyway, let's get into it. So what I've got here is I've just done white to see if I can pick up some colours from underneath. I'm just about to add another layer of colour on. So I'll go back in with my yellow ochre and put a little strip there. And I'll use some olive up this end. A little bit of olive. And what other colour can I use? Oh, I don't know. How about a bit of, I don't want wine red. No, I really want to go in with some of this viridian. I love viridian green. It is so pretty. So if I put just a little bit here and maybe a little bit up here, we'll go from there. So I've still got white paint on my roller here. So I'm just going to go in and move that viridian around a little bit. Do all that first. Oh, yum. And then I'll come in with the olive. And my yellow. There we go. So like I said, I'm still doing backgrounds. I will be doing the top layers obviously very soon. Yeah, sorry guys. But no, it's working great. I love it. I might put a bit more of this up here actually because it was a little bit thin up this end. Oh, I shouldn't really do that with my lid. Look, I clog it up so much, so I unscrew it. Anyway, there we go. I want to put a few patterns on this background. Now I've got my what do you call it? My favourite trays. So what I'll do is I'll put this one here. It's just a tray that I love, and I got it from an op shop, and it makes the most beautiful little patterns on our plates. So I'll just give that a squish in. And waste not, want not. Put that down on there. Look at that. Yummy. And I'm going to put that and try and pick up the rest of that. There we go. Remove that out of the road. Out of my paints. Now let's get some newspaper on here before it dries. Perfect size for a newspaper, this. I should measure it, shouldn't I? I will do that. Let's get this off. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. That green is picking up the pink underneath. You can just make the pattern out. If it was plain paper, you'd probably see it a little bit better. But yeah, it's starting to lift all that yumminess off the plate now. So I'll go in with another couple of colours. So let me pick some colours. Maybe a bit of this, don't even know what this is actually. It's one of them. Blue. doesn't have a name on it. It's oh yeah, light blue. There you go. It's light blue. So I'm going to put that here. There's not much of this left in there. So we'll do that. Go in with a bit of wine red in the middle. And what would go nice on there? How about a bit of this? This is my new colour, Rose Madder. Rose Madder. Have I even opened it? Yes, I have. Okay. Oh, look at that. Get my blue in. Get my blue and then my red. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, now for this one. Oops. There we go. So anyway, guys, yeah, so here's our little homemade plate. Making some newspaper prints. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Yep. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, let me just put that there because I want to put some white on here and try and lift this plate up. And then I'm going to go and hang my backgrounds. I'm looking for the white, it's right in front of me. Hang these backgrounds up outside to dry. And then I will bring some dry ones in and we can work on our next layer. So that is the plan. So it does, you don't need to spend a fortune to have fun with a jelly plate. Just grab some packaging and some plastic and seriously, just make your own. It works just as well as a jelly plate. I just find that the actual one that I have is too small for my needs. So we can improvise. Okay, so I just want to put a bit of this. This is just a kiddie, like a kid's glue, white, junior acrylic. It's not as thick as the Montmartre. It's a little bit watery, and I just find it helps spread my thicker paint around. Sometimes I just use that, but I need a good white under here, but it just helps, makes it go that little bit further. Okay, so we'll just let that sit for a second and soak up all those delicious colours underneath. Don't know whether you can see, but it's coming through the white. So I'll just let that sit for a minute. I'll just move that out of the road, and I'll give this a quick go over with a stencil, if I can find a quick stencil lying around somewhere. I might, actually, because it's white, I might put some bubble wrap on there. Bonnie, bubble wrap. This is what I made the other prints with. So I'm just going to run my brayer or roller over that. Look at all that yummy paint coming off there. It's crusty. I'm just going to push that down on here and see what comes off. Because I'll be using this on my prints later. Yeah, not really a great deal. A lot of old paint. Okay, I'm going to give that a go. Just while that's sitting there, absorbing all those colours. Don't touch it, Rayleigh. Leave it alone. Can't even use that right now because it's got flakes all over it. You just messed it up. Good job. Don't touch. Don't touch. Alright. Just let that sit there a little bit longer. And I'm just going to put some paint over the top of this. And then I'm going to go and quickly wash my brayers because it's got, crusty bits on it. It's good that I'm finding that out now because I need to use my bubble wrap a little bit later. So I might give that a quick tub as well while I'm there. Alright. Another go. Let's see what happens here. Oh, yum. Look at that. Don't know whether you can see, but there's nice chunky bits of paint on there, which I love. Alright. So you can go there to dry. Okay, now I'm going to get this over here and put a newspaper on top and see what colours we can pick up underneath. So we'll smooth that out. Yeah. Beautiful. Let's have a sneak peek. It hasn't picked up as much as I'd like. But there we go. Let's try now. Yeah, hasn't picked up as much as I like, but it's given us some colour under there. Okay, now I'm going to hang the wet stuff up and I'm going to bring some white dry stuff back, and then we can work on our next layer of printing. Alrighty, so now I have a whole heap of yummy backgrounds here. We will get started and do a couple of upper layers. So I've got all my stencils ready. I've got clean bubble wrap. So let's do this one here first. Because it's so light, I'm going to need a darker you know, top layer. So let me grab my favourite colours again. Just bring my paints over here. I grabbed a handful of paints from my painting area. All the other ones are still over there. So I'm going to grab Viridian yellow. I'm going to get some, maybe a bit of burnt sienna. Me blue. Where's my sage? That's olive. Pistachio. I don't even think I've used that one yet. No, look, brand new. I'm off camera. Sorry, guys. So I'm going to get some olive. And I'm still after my sage. I've got one here that I've got to use up. This one here's a new one. And I might even get that. See, so many colours to choose from. They're all my favourite colours. And I might put a little bit of this glitter through the top layer as well. And some gold. If I can find my gold. There's my gold. Alrighty. So, let's get started. So let me line all my little paints up in front of me. So, except the Kaiser colour because they don't stand up. And we shall go from there. Alright, so some sage. A little bit of yellow. These colours go so nice together. I just love it. Yellow. And yeah, I might do some of this burnt sienna as well. I'll put that there. Oh, come on, come on. Screw the lid on. You can do it. There we go. And I might put some of this glitter thing. Put a dab there and dab there. And we'll put a bit of pizzazz. That's my new word, pizzazz. Okay, which colour should I do first? I might do the green. Yeah, I'm using this spray. It's the first one I grabbed. The other one is there. It's here. Okay. Do the yellow. Gee, that glitter really adds a shine to our plate. I'm going to go back in with a bit more sage and a bit more sienna. Just a little bit more. Okay. There we go. That's better. Yeah. All right. So the first stencil I'm going to use is my which one? I might use this one. I really like this one. This is a Mandela. So what I'll do is I'll put this in the middle. Like so. And I'll put this on top. Like so. And let's smush that in. Give it a real good smush. How are we looking? A little bit more smushing over this side. Smush, smush. Oh, yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. Smush. All right. Okay, we ready for the reveal? It's not picking up too well here. Gotta find all the little grooves and crevices. Okay. That will have to do. All we need is just a slight pattern for this layer. And it's not picking up the middle. And we've got that. So let me move that and I'll put this one maybe on top. Where's another light one? I need another light one. Maybe that one. Maybe that one. Let's see. So while that's sitting there, I just want to try and get this paint off here before it dries completely. So I just put that down. And I'll just put that on here and hope for the best. Because there's still a fair bit of paint on there. So while that other one's soaking up that paint, I'll run that over and see what we can pick up. Yeah, not so good, but there's glitter on there. Haha, it's glittery. All right, now for this. Please don't stick to my plate. That would be great. There we go. That's pulling all that yummy paint off underneath. Look at that. Don't know whether you can see, but that is beautiful. I like that. All right, now let's go in with a bit of blue. This is what one? Turquoise. Bit of Viridian. And a little bit of scarlet. Let's try some scarlet. All right, let's try. I'll grab this braille. I love that green. Look how pretty that is. I'm not sure whether the camera's picking that up, but it is spectacular. It's like a jewel green. It's really pretty. Really pretty. Don't have a big enough desk. Got too much stuff on my desk. Looks like a Christmas colour, doesn't it? Now blue. Okay. So now what? Actually, this would make a nice background. It really would. So what I might do is quickly do a print here with my other tray that I picked up from the op shop. And I want to stick this on this one here that I've just done. So I'll put that there. Let me move my brayer out of the road. Put that there. So I just want to put some prints on this while it's still a bit tacky. So let me put that there. Okay, bear with me guys. I'm trying to keep everything in camera while I'm fiddling. So let me put that there. These trays, these plastic trays, if you can find them, they're brilliant. Look, that cost me 50 cents. And the prints are just amazing that you get from these. Okay, and the next colour is green. So let's do that. And I'll put that here. You see the marks on the plate? So I might grab a light colour background and see what I can. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look. See? Just beautiful. Okay, let's bring you back. Let's find another light. This one's got red through it, so this one's fairly light. So what I'll do is I'll put this down and see what we can achieve. There we go. And we can't waste this yumminess along the side here, so I'm just going to grab, if I can find it. Where was the other little drop sheet I was using? Did I go and hang that up outside, did I? Possibly. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll just use you and pick it up along there. Can't waste that paint. Look at that. See? Beautiful. Okay, let's get this off before I rip it, which I probably will do. I've left it on too long. Alright. Look at that. Don't rip, don't rip. Oh, a little bit. It's alright. I'll go from this side. And we'll see if we can pull up. Look at that paint. Look at that paint. Yummy. Oh, I really needed to play with this paint today, guys. Just a little bit of rippage because the paper's wet, but it's all good. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, now white. Let me just see if I can remove that little bit of paper. All right, now I'm just going to bring some white in and just do another background quickly and see what we can pull up on here, because there's a lot of paint on there and I love using white. It really lifts it well. So let me put that on. I think this is still going. I've just got to keep checking. Good thing I wasn't doing a live today. I've had that many interruptions. I was going to go live. Let me grab the kids' paint to help spread mine out. Yeah. Might have to do 2 layers of white to lift up, I think. There's a lot of paint on there. Alrighty. I do have one spare one here, so let's pull that out if I can grab it. That's the racing page, sports page of the paper. And I'll just grab the edge of this on this side. Can't waste that paint. Yeah, that's looking nice. All right, let's see what we can bring up. Look at that. Another nice background to work with. Okay, let me put that on my paints for a bit, and I'm going to add one more layer of white and see if we can pull the rest of this up. I'll put the kids one on this time and see how we go. Let's move that out of the road. So what I'm planning to do with these is I've been inspired by Emma from Starving Emma. She made a video not long ago about how she makes envelopes, mailing envelopes out of newspaper and like painted newspaper pages. So I'm going to make some of those to send out as happy mails, etc., etc. So I'll leave the link to her video below so you can go and watch, because yeah, she does a fantastic job. And I'm going to attempt to make some as well. And I'm also going to make a newspaper art journal. So, oh, look at that beautiful horse. Stunning. Magic Millions. Last year's Magic Millions 30-year-old Guinness winner Pietra. Okay. Anyway, beautiful horse. Yeah, Pietra. So anyway, digression. Sorry, I got squirreled. Yes, I'm going to make an art journal out of newspaper and use some of these prints in there just to give me a background to work on. So some of these backgrounds will be used as backgrounds. Oh, look at that. See, it's still pulling up heaps and heaps of colour. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, one more. One more, guys. One more. And then I think I will wrap it up because it's going to be a long video. But you get the gist about my little homemade plate here. I just thought I would share with you how to make one and that you can achieve the same results as an actual jelly plate. So you don't need to spend a fortune. This brayer here is just an old, cheap paintbrush. Oh, not paintbrush, a roller brush. It had wool or something around it. I pulled all that off. and I prefer to use this one, honestly, than my actual brayer. So, and to be honest, I prefer to use these sorts of plates than an actual Gelli plate. I think you achieve much nicer prints, but that's just me personally. So give it a go, guys. Grab your packaging out and just, yeah, you saw how it was made, and drop on over to Emma's page where she makes her little envelopes. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, hang on. I just want to, because this is white, I just want to grab, where's my other big stencil here? Well, actually, I might use these. These are just homemade stencils out of, what's that stuff you put your papers in? Divider, plastic fool's cap divider things. I just cut holes in it and made my own. So I'm going to put that light on top of this, just to give that another layer while you are here. And yeah, but anyway, guys, I haven't really talked much today. I've just been rambling as usual, but I hope you have enjoyed this little show and tell with what you can achieve with your homemade Gelli prints. Oh, look at that. I just love that. All right. So let me see what I can pull up here. Oh, look at that. Wow. Homemade Gelli prints and homemade stencils. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. So let me just pull these up. And I'll lay these down. Put that one there. I'll pull that off. Look at that. And it's pulled off all that paint, that old paint that I had on there. Look at that. Love it. Love, yummy, yummy, yummy. It is so yummy. Okay, I've got my poor sewing machine's getting, my table's getting a workout. It really is. Okay, let me grab my little envelope journal here, because I want to put a background down using my last print. I might cover up Phoebe's, my little niece's little man there, just to give it some pizzazz. That's my new word, I'm telling you. Oh, all right, let's put that down. Okay, you want to live there, you can live there. Let's live there. And that way I can put some colour into this while I'm going. Alrighty. Alright, there we go. So there's that. Put that over here to dry. Oh, and there's this one. So, do you reckon I should give it another go of white and see what we can pull up? Yeah, why not? Just quickly. Just another little go. Not much. I just want to see what else we can pull up on here. Probably won't be a lot, but it will make a great background. See, this is how I clean my plates. I just keep using the white. Alrighty. So let's grab another one of these. Don't need that now. Just move that out of the road. maybe this one here wasn't really covered that well, so I might use that on here. We'll see what we can pull up. And we've still got that yumminess on the side there, don't we? What can I use? What can I use? I might just use this again. Why not? Alright. There we go. So that gives us 2 rows. Okay. Don't leave it too long, you'll rip your paper. Don't rip, be nice. Be nice. There we go. Oh, I'm pulling up some red and I ripped my paper, but that's okay. I left it on too long. Beautiful collage paper. Look at that. So that will be used for collaging, and I can stamp and do whatever I need to on that. So yeah, note to self, don't leave on for too long, because newspaper is pretty flimsy and thin. So anyway, guys, I will leave it at that, and thank you for watching. Until the next video, give your loved ones a hug, they're precious, and I hope you've enjoyed. Go and make yourself a jelly plate. Have fun, get dirty, be creative, and I will catch you all later. Bye for now.